What are your thoughts on the Zyn that everyone's doing now? It's like just the pure nicotine salts without the tobacco or anything. I imagine it would cause cell changes, so probably not good. Probably not good to be addicted, but what are your thoughts on?
So nicotine might be the best nootropic on the planet.
Yeah.
It can actually create new pathways within the brain. We're talking neurons communicating with each other. It is extremely addictive.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the No Bullshit, Just BullFit podcast. With us today, we've got entrepreneur, real estate guru, and yoga and boxing expert here, Paige Steckling. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I don't know that I'm an expert, but I'm getting there. I love it. So
yeah,
your pre-workout helps for sure.
Oh yeah, I threw the expert part in there probably a little too quick.
Well,
but,
thank you. I appreciate
you
that.
look like an expert, so
thank you.
Yeah.
We try.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to pick a fight with you.
I am getting, I got a mean jab, I'd say now. I've been doing boxing for like probably 5 years, almost every single day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love it.
What?
So
Every
much.
day?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's great. Yeah, okay, what gloves do you use?
Gosh, I'll have to send you the link. It's an amazing brand. They have full, really good wrist support, really thick, the real leather.
Is it Hayabusa?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you get into MMA?
Well, I don't do MMA. I would love to do that.
Oh,
so
really?
now I think I'm all good. I tell my husband, I'm like, I want to do real boxing. Like, I'm so good at this now. Look at my form. Everyone tells me how good I am. He's like, you are such a wuss. Like, you would get punched in the face once and be done. I'm like, yeah, that's probably true. We'll just do the pad one-on-one.
Yeah, we were talking about our prep interview, and Paige is like, well, I'm ready for it. Like, because I'm like, oh, I box. I got a trainer. She's like, oh, really? Yeah, I'm there. Where is it?
Well, I would love, so the place I go to is, they have all these different bags, and then they do have one round that's one-on-one trainer-led. So they have the pads, and they'll do the different, sometimes they'll wear a big pad around their waist so you can actually punch them and kick them. It's so great for your mental health, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But
and your confidence.
Yes. But actually training with somebody who really knows what they're doing and just doing one-on-one the whole time with the pads, that's my favorite part of the place I go to.
Right.
And so I would love to try it.
Yeah, let's do 45 minutes with crazy Ronnie Berkey.
It's a killer, too. I'm dying.
He's
by
a
the
wild
end.
man.
So did you start it for the exercise purpose or self-defense, a little bit of both?
I started it, so I gained a ton of weight. I have 2 boys, and I just cannot stop eating when I'm pregnant. Some people are sick, some people are tired. I feel great, but the full switch just does not turn on. I'll be hiding in the closet eating cookies. I just can't stop eating. And so I literally was 200 pounds when I delivered both my boys, my first, and then the second time around I was like, I am not going to let this happen again. We're going to be dialed in. We're going to eat healthy. And then halfway through I'm just like, screw this. We're just going to give up, and then I'll fix this after the fact. So both times I lost 65 pounds. And the second time around, my mom had just passed after I had my second baby. It was crazy. She had cancer, which we were talking about before. And I had this newborn baby. I flew down to San Diego. I remember walking through the hospital, trying to see her, breastfeeding, pushing my other kid in the stroller. My husband couldn't come. I'm freaking fat, 60 pounds overweight. I'm just this is miserable. So my mom ended up passing away in China, actually. She flew to China for this. My dad found this treatment there that's not available here yet. It's really promising, but she was just too late. He took her over there. They started this treatment. It started working. Then she got sick. I wonder if she got COVID, to be honest.
Oh, man.
Ended up passing away in China. He comes home by himself. And so I was just in kind of a rough spot. I'm overweight. I have this newborn baby. I'm trying to work. My mom just passed away. And I was just okay, I've just got to get in shape first so I don't feel like crap all the time. And I saw this place. It's called 9 Rounds in Highland, actually. And it was 30-minute kickboxing, fitness. Your first class is free. So I went in and tried it, and I loved it. It's just a 30-minute workout, super hardcore. They monitor your heart rate, so it's very good for fat loss. And I just started cutting weight very quickly. Obviously, your eating has a lot to do with it. So I did macros also. But I just got in the best shape of my life, and I just fell in love with it because it's quick, amazing workout. I feel like it's great for your mental health. Like I go for my mental health, like
Punch
almost.
something.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, almost more so than my physical health at this point, because I just feel so much better after. You're just on a
Gives
high.
you a ton of confidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people don't talk about the weight loss aspect of it, but I totally can agree. I've lost so much weight since I started boxing just a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
Really trimmed myself. So
it's so
That's
good
only
for you.
30 minutes a day?
So this place I go to is 30 minutes. So it's 9 rounds. Each of them are 3 minutes long. And then there's 30 seconds in between of like burpees or jumping jacks or something. And each round is different. So for me, I have ADD. So it's really fast paced, always changing. The workouts change every single day. And then one of the rounds is always trainer led. So you're like in the middle with a trainer on the pads. And I think they have them all over. There's a couple locations in Utah. But yeah, this one's 30 minutes, but you're just like dying after because it's like a full... It's so hard. Like I can't even.
it's so good for ADD. When you have a coach saying left, right, hook, jab, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
You got to keep
It's
on your
quick.
game, and it's
Yeah.
something really easy if you have ADD.
It was
It's
fun,
helpful.
too.
It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you do it every day, like 3 times a week?
Yeah, I do it every day. I mean, unless I'm like out of town. Like we just got back from PAL, so like I've been catching up on everything. But yeah,
Bring
when
your
I'm in my
mitts, have
routine,
your husband hold them up for you.
no, I should do that. But yeah, I tried to bring him with me a couple times. He's like, he hurt his wrist. I'm like, you don't have to punch like as hard as you can.
That's the first injury you get when you start boxing.
Yeah, it's such
Yeah.
a guy thing, too.
Yeah,
You
you
want
got
to
to
hit
keep
it as
them
hard
straight.
as possible.
Yeah.
Gotta keep them wrapped.
Yeah,
I'm too strong. I hit it too hard.
Okay, Paige. So boxing, how do you counteract your boxing? Do you do any other types of working out? Do you go to lift, or what do you do?
I should be lifting. I hate the word should. I plan on starting to lift heavy because I know you got to do that. The older you get, the harder it is to put on muscle. It's just hard for me. I have to like it if I'm going to go do it. But the other thing I do is hot yoga. I go to this place, Purify Wellness Center. The instructor is Adania. It is a whole experience. It's amazing. She passes around these like oils at the beginning. It's hot. She does candlelit yoga. So our classes are like at 8 p.m. It's a great workout. So good for your body just to like sweat and get rid of everything and stretch. And it's also a workout. And then she does a sound bath at the end when you're like laying down in Shavasana. She like sings, does the drums. It's like a whole experience. And I love it so much. So I go to hot yoga. I was going to this like guy for a minute for weights. I got out of the habit, but I plan to start lifting heavy eventually because it's just so much easier to put on muscle when you're, younger. So
Oh yeah, it's good to get in the habit and stay toned. Hey, Todd the pharmacist, why is it harder to gain muscle as you age?
Oh, yeah, great question. So everything from not being able to absorb and utilize nutrients. As we get older, our hormone production goes down, neurotransmitter production goes down. So as we age and our body's aging, it's just harder to maintain that muscle mass that we're constantly trying to build. So the more you can build now at a younger age, the more you'll maintain at an older age. And what we're finding out is the more muscle mass you can have as you age, your longevity improves.
yeah.
So as we get older, we can get what's called sarcopenia, and it's where the body pretty much breaks down the muscle tissue for energy. So if you're able to teach the body, hey, we need to preserve the muscle tissue, it's important. As we age, we'll be able to utilize those other sources for energy, keep that muscle tissue, and then increase our longevity overall.
Yeah.
Wow.
So good for you. So that's the plan. But right now I'm just doing boxing and hot yoga. But I know I've got to
Little yin
add
and
that
yang.
in.
Well, if we have you on again, we'll ask how the weight training's going.
Yeah, you'll
We'll
keep
hold
me
you to it.
accountable.
Absolutely.
I love that. Next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll come back and have like 10 pounds of muscle on,
Okay, well, you just signed up. We're going to be at your house at 5 a.m. with a chainsaw and get you out of the bed and lifting some heavy-ass weight.
I love it. Let's do it. That's what I need, honestly.
Hey, girls, okay, they lose testosterone as they age. Guys lose hormones as they age. Their hormones are depleted.
Yeah.
But girls predominantly have estrogen. Guys have testosterone. So what are they losing and what are we losing? And why is that the same thing? Like, why? I don't get that. Like, we have testosterone, they have estrogen. We lose testosterone, they lose estrogen. Why is it still affecting us the same way?
Yeah, great question. So girls have testosterone too, and men, we have estrogen too. And they're both very much correlated one with another. As one goes up, usually the other goes up. As one goes down, a lot of times the other will go down. So as we get older, especially women, as they go through menopause, they stop producing a lot of that estrogen. And men, as we get older, we just stop or slow down our production of testosterone. And those are key factors in our body just declining. from bone health to cardiovascular health to maintaining muscle tissue to keeping fat off the body. As our hormones go down, it just causes a little bit of havoc in the body. It's harder to put muscle on, harder to maintain muscle, easier to gain fat. Our bones become weaker, cardiovascular health goes down. And then when you add in some not so ideal lifestyle choices, it just accelerates the process.
Gotcha.
But those two hormones are very much correlated one with another.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so girls girls now take testosterone too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's getting more and more popular for girls to do that.
Yes.
But it's not good for them too to have too much testosterone.
I mean, one of my favorite sayings is the poison's in the dose. So we all need testosterone. Even if you're a guy, if you have too much testosterone, you're going to get negative effects. If you're a girl, if you have too much testosterone, you're going to have negative effects. If you can be at an optimized level, your energy, your libido, your muscle building, fat burning, your cognitive function, all of that will be optimized as well. So everyone responds differently, once again. So my optimal level of testosterone is not the same for you guys. You guys could maybe be at half the level of myself, but be functioning way better than me. We all just respond super differently, and it depends on how we metabolize the hormones, how we utilize the hormones, proteins we have in our blood that carries the hormones and binds to them. So there's so many factors that go into play. But too much of any one thing, you're going to ultimately get a negative effect from it. So if you can optimize those hormones in women, testosterone and estrogen, and there's more, of course, and same thing in men. If you can optimize those hormones, life's just going to be better overall.
So tell us, you're from California initially. You have such laid back vibes. I love to see that, and I'm like, yeah, there's no way she's from Utah initially.
Yeah, we got to bring a little bit of that to Utah.
Oh yeah,
there's almost a little too much of it these days from California.
Yeah,
making our home prices go through the roof.
Yes, it's not good for home prices.
Californians,
but
find your own state.
Yeah. But, I grew up in North County, San Diego, and moved here to go to school when I was 18. Yeah, it was super fun. We grew up, it's called Valley Center, and the beach we'd go do is like Oceanside, Carlsbad. We talked about this, I think, right? Because you lived in Oceanside
I'm
for a
Marine
minute.
brat, Fallbrook.
That's right, yeah.
Oceanside was our beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every day going to Oceanside Beach with my mom. Dad was usually stationed overseas, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love Oceanside so much, and the laid-back vibes, the surfer vibes. And I moved here when I was really young, though. I was 8 years old.
Got it.
And all I had were flip-flops and shorts, and I come here to Murray, Utah initially. And everybody's wearing Vans with, like, gray clothes, and it's cold as shit. And I have to walk to school. I'm like in my flip-flops, but...
oh, no.
Yeah, I assimilated, and... eventually figured it out.
Yeah, I love it here now. Like, we ski. We're a ski family now. We go skiing at least once a week, which I love. Then we'll go back and visit sometimes. We stay in Carlsbad at this place called the Beach Terrace Inn. It's not like the nicest hotel, but it's the best location. You, like, hop off your balcony, you're on the beach. They've got a pool, like, free breakfast right in Carlsbad Village. You can walk to any of the restaurants or shops. So we try to go back there once a year. I don't know if we're going to make it this year, but yeah.
Have fun. So you went to BYU, 18, and you immediately come to Utah. You go to BYU. Is there a culture difference? Because I noticed a culture difference when I was really young. Did you notice a culture difference?
Yeah, so I didn't want to go to BYU. I have a little bit of like a rebellious spirit. I just came that way. Like I've always been, I'm just curious. Like I want to try everything. I'm like, oh, what's that? That looks fun. Or like, I am not good at like being told what to do and then just doing it and following the rules. I got that from my dad. And so my parents both went to BYU, and they're like, well, we're paying for college. And I wanted to go to like SDSU, or some of my friends were going to Long Beach. I'm like, that sounds way better. Like I want to go here for college and like stay by the beach. But they were like, just go to BYU. We're paying for your college. Like just try it for a couple years. So I went up there, and I actually ended up going up with one of my good friends, Chantel. And we got
I know
in.
Chantel.
Oh, you do?
No.
Oh.
I love acting like I know people.
Oh, I mean, yeah, she lives up here. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised. But so we had a ton of fun together, got into a lot of trouble. I just kind of like went way off and was like, I want to just experience life for a minute, And so it was funny because I was literally at BYU, but just living kind of the
wrong
normal.
college to do that. You're like, I'm going to go to BYU, and then I'm going to experience partying.
Yeah, I did like the full college lifestyle, had a lot of fun, and then it was like, maybe this isn't like the best thing to do all the time long term. Like, we should probably tone it down a little bit. And
Were you slamming duels like crazy, or
I don't know what that is, but I basically did
it's a
everything.
non-alcoholic drink in Utah County?
Oh, no, I was not.
Popular in
no,
Utah
I've
County.
never heard of those.
So what did you go to school studying?
I actually studied interior design. I don't even think they have that major anymore. But so that was helpful because when I first started doing real estate, I like at least somewhat knew about interior design. So it helped with staging. Like I would stage my own properties.
Did you graduate or?
I did not graduate. I was like, I actually keep thinking, I'm like, I should go back and do it. But at this point, it's not going to help me at all. I don't really need it. But I'm like probably, I think like 3 classes or something away of like, it's so crazy. 3 classes and like an internship or something away from graduating. But then I ended up getting my real estate license. I went to school for real estate, and then I just went all in on that.
You had your kids, and then you decided to do real estate after your kids and after you trimmed up?
No, I already had my real estate license. So I've been doing real estate for over 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I got my real estate license, and before I had kids, I joined a team and a real estate team because I met with like some of the top real estate agents around Utah, and I was like, so how do you do this? Like, what was your plan basically? And they were like, you should start on a team. You should start at Keller Williams. They have like the best training for new agents, and start on a team as a buyer's agent because they'll just give you buyers. They don't have time to like take buyers out and look at homes all day. It takes a lot of time and energy, but you'll get clients right away. You'll hit the ground running. You'll learn really quickly. And then like usually those clients end up calling you, later down the road, like if you do a great job. So that's what I did.
Sure.
And then I had a couple kids, just kind of went out on my own, but was doing it kind of on the side when my kids were little, and then went all in on it again. I'd say like, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago or something.
Okay, so you're doing it kind of like on a part-time basis while you were raising your kids, or
yeah, I'd say for like
popping out your first 2.
Yeah, maybe for like a year when I first had my 2 boys. And then so I went back all in on it, I guess, longer ago than that, but like my business really blew up, probably 4 years ago when I started going all in on social media. Now it's like it's become this beast.
You started as just a funny girl, right? My wife was showing me reels of you for 4 years ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I'm like, what does she do? She's actually a realtor. But I saw you did like really funny stuff.
So I did funny stuff that like had to do with real estate, but then I do this was when people first started doing reels, and nobody was really doing reels for real estate at the time. Now that it's like, you probably get so annoyed at every freaking agent is doing real estate reels. It gets obnoxious at a certain point, but at the beginning nobody was really doing it. And so I would put out little educational reels, but I would make them funny, like how to house hack, or how much you have to put down, or what your monthly payment's going to be on this, or how much you need to make to buy your first home. But then I'd do funny stuff too. Like I'd make them entertaining, and I'd do like trending stuff with the like types of reels that were trending, and just make them to have to do with real estate. And so I'd try to cycle through like something funny, something educational, cool listings that are in Utah. And then that just started blowing up my account. And then I started getting more and more deals. I still like mainly referral based, but I'll get a lot of referrals from other agents. People like their clients are moving here to Utah. I'll get deals from social media also. But then I started getting better and better listings. And as my listings got like bigger and better, I started doing videos marketing the actual listings. So I would do a short video, a minute or less, that was like super dynamic, highlighting the value of the property, would keep people's attention. And I just started doing it for some extra marketing on my listings. But then they started gaining traction. Some of them started going viral. And then I started selling homes directly from these videos. Like I had one where the granddaughter saw the listing video we did selling the house on TikTok. She sent it to her grandpa, and the grandpa ended up buying the house. And so then I'm like, wow. Okay, we're going all in on these videos. Like we got to make them really good. We got to make them shareable. And we just want to get the most eyeballs as possible on these houses we're trying to sell, because we're in kind of a tough market, especially right now.
Sure.
And now we've kind of got our systems dialed in. We have a really good CRM. We post the video, but the video is just like to funnel people to our back end, basically. So we use mini chat, so they can comment a word, get the link sent straight to their DMs.
Okay, they can comment a word.
Yeah. So
what does that mean?
So have you seen on social media where they're like, comment BAM and get the link sent to your inbox, or comment this word to sign up, and then it automatically gets sent to you?
Yeah.
So they just have to comment that in the comments. It automatically gets sent to them. We have a full website for the listing with like the Matterport tour, the virtual walkthrough, the drone, the video, the floor plan, all the information, and a little Google sign-on pops up. And so they just click it, and then all their info goes to our CRM, where we have everybody categorized on the back end by like price range, time frame, area they're looking in. So then we can remarket to them. So then we've got this huge running list of buyers for like, as we get more and more listings, we can like do very strategic marketing to like who would like it. But yeah, mini chat for any business is awesome. Like, it's great because people aren't going to go and message you, but if they can just comment one thing or like reply to a story, one thing, it's so easy. And I feel like it's great for getting business or building your email list or your clientele. So
okay, so tell me, how do you juggle being a mom, like busting your butt with real estate? You got a show. I'm sure your husband wants time with you. How do you keep consistent? I know you woke up early this morning. Maybe it's your calendar.
Yeah, well, I don't do everything. Like, when people are like, oh, she does it all, I'm like, that's a lie. Like, nobody is physically capable of doing that. So my husband is awesome. Like, he gets up and gets our boys breakfast every morning. Like, he signs them up for all their sports. Like, he's super on top of it. He works from home. He works for a company called Gartner. It's a great company, but we have a pretty good system in place. And then we have a nanny. So we pretty much have a full-time nanny Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. She comes from 9 to 5. I don't go into the office. So like, if I have office stuff to do, I have a girl that's on salary on my team that will help with a lot of that stuff. But if I'm home, it's nice because I can, like, if I have a couple hours, I can do stuff with my kids and she can help with something else, or I can have her go run an errand and I can take my kids somewhere. So it's kind of a shit show, to be honest. It's all like whoever's there and who can do what. I try to spend as much time with my kids as possible. Like, after I get off work on the weekends, we go on little trips. And then, like I said, I'm home a lot of the time, and our nanny's at our house, so it's nice because I'm still with them.
Delegation's huge.
Yes. And
you
then
have an assistant, you have a nanny.
Yeah, I have an assistant, I have a nanny, and then my mother-in-law actually watches them on Thursdays all day, which I love because she loves them so much. They love her. They get like their grandma, so they're like building that relationship. So I have a lot of help, and I'm still going insane half the time, you know?
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss.
So you worked out this morning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You worked out. Okay. How did you like your pre-workout? Did it help you push through your goals this morning?
I loved it.
What was it like?
I mean, I can tell a massive difference.
Really?
If
What
I'm
pre-workout
using,
was it?
It was just this one
it was
right
one
here.
of ours?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Bodacious.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I used to use this other one that was just clean. I'm all about just having super clean ingredients. I don't want to put crap in my body. I don't want anything that can like contribute to cancer or any of these things, especially with my mom. Sure. And so I love that you guys have all clean ingredients and it actually works. Like, I have to take a pre-workout. I can tell a massive difference if I take it or not. Especially if you're getting up early and doing it. I just drink that on the way, and then I'm just like ready
just
to
like
go. 50%
less ornery if you're taking 250 caffeine.
Yes, exactly.
Hey Todd, so Todd the pharmacist here. Mm-hmm. We don't have sucralose in our pre-workout. Mm-hmm. Why is that good? Or there's a lot of people talking about how that breaks up your DNA or can cause cancer.
We know that artificial sweeteners in general, they kind of wreak havoc on the gut. But it was just last year that the University of North Carolina came out with a study showing what sucralose is doing to DNA. So it hasn't been found in humans, but it's been found in mice and it's been found in tubes. But what happens is our gut bacteria actually eats the sucralose and then produces a byproduct called sucralose 6-acetate. And it's the sucralose 6-acetate that's actually damaging DNA, or what we call genotoxic. If you damage DNA enough, that can lead to mutations. Mutations can lead to cancer. So hasn't been found in humans, but if the gut bacteria in mice are doing it, if it's doing it in test tubes, there's a good chance that it's happening in our own body. So we've gone the opposite route of almost any other supplement company and just avoided all artificial sweeteners altogether, but specifically sucralose.
That's awesome. And sucralose isn't, like, aspartame's the worst. Sucralose is the lesser of the two evils, correct? Or are they both the same?
So
but
I
it's
used
still
to
not
think that exact thought until last year. And now what we're seeing with sucralose, I would put it right at the top.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
And it also damages your kidneys too.
Okay, that's
And
that.
your
I
liver.
do like Zip Fizz sometimes, just
Oh,
for like
I like
a little.
Zip Fizz too.
The Zip Fizz has sucralose in it.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
So, and for so many years, I just kind of turned a blind eye because everything that was 0 calories, 0 sugar had sucralose. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking chocolate milk to baked goods to protein bars because we found it didn't spike insulin, it was safe on the body, and it didn't cause cancer like some of these other ones. Well, now we're learning over the years, we're seeing havoc being wreaked on the gut. We're seeing issues with different organs in the body. Now we're seeing that it has the potential to actually damage DNA and cause mutations. Yeah, in the back. How can I help you?
Pharmacist Todd.
Yes.
Does bacteria poop?
It does. Absolutely. And
Okay.
it poops out sucralose 6-acetate when it consumes sucralose.
Wow.
So to play it safe, we just wanted to avoid all the artificial sweeteners altogether.
Sure.
But after learning about what sucralose is doing in the body, and everything has it, there's a few companies that don't use it, that are very clean, but they don't have the performance enhancing ingredients to really build muscle and burn fat.
Yeah.
So we wanted to take those hard hitting ingredients, combine it with something clean, throw some magic in there to make it taste good naturally, and that's how we came up with what we got.
I love that. And I'm like, I'm not a pharmacist or a scientist. Like, I know some of these things that are bad, but like, if I have a trusted company that I'm like, okay, I know it's clean, like you guys go above and beyond to make sure like it's dialed in, like there's nothing bad in there. I love it. Like, I don't want to put any of that crap in my body, like processed
to hear it.
foods or
Yep.
anything. I do not want to go through what I saw. I mean, I've seen everyone's cancer, I feel like, is so prevalent now. Like, everybody knows somebody that's had it.
Yeah.
And they're getting close, it seems like, to like having some new treatments. But as of now, it's just like, yeah.
Well, and I think
scary.
the best, I mean, you can't control everything, but you can control what you put into your body.
Yes.
And if there's even the potential that something could be potentially leading to it,
Yeah.
if you can avoid it, why not?
Yeah.
And so I think at BullFit, we're kind of ahead of the game. We're trying to educate people. We're trying to promote how clean our product is while at the same time getting those benefits, right? Waking up at 5 a.m., going to the gym, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But if you can put those right ingredients in your system, make your stomach happy, get your brain firing, get the blood flow going, you're going to have a killer workout, you're going to feel good, and you're going to be safe.
Yeah. I love that. I've got to have my pre-workout. I can't give that up. So
I'm the same way.
I'm happy I don't have to worry about it being bad for me.
Yep.
And you can substitute your Zip Fizz with Cowabunga. So Cowabunga is our daily pick-me-up,
Oh, nice.
and it also doesn't have sucralose in it.
Okay, I need to try one of those. You guys all have to. You have any here you can give me before I leave? Try
Yeah,
it today?
we'll get you hooked up, girl.
All right.
So yeah,
sweet.
Bodacious in the morning, and then Cowabunga is your pick-me-up like around
Like your
2 or
3
3
p.m.
o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the whole pharmacy on it, and it keeps us firing on all
Nice.
cylinders. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, they're
Yes, I
snoring
need
in the
that.
back left and right. It's pretty bad, actually. It's pink dust everywhere.
That's right.
And you just pour it in your water, or how do you?
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited to try it
Yeah,
today.
nobody wants a poopy stomach. Like, what the heck? All that bacteria pooping the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
Gross.
Yeah.
Well, and what we're learning too is the bacteria found in the gut, it's controlling our neurotransmitter production or hormone production. It controls how we feel throughout the day. So if you can keep the gut happy, you're going to not only feel better, but you're going to be able to break down and absorb the nutrients that we're getting from our pre-workouts, from other supplements, from food. Just generally across the board, if you can get your gut under control, you'll feel better, you'll perform better, you'll look better.
Yeah, it's just so obvious that stuff can't be good. Like, I feel like not only cancer is way up, but like hormone issues are way up with like women and men. Like, I was reading the study, a lot of people say it's from the phthalates or whatever in the plastics, but like the 20-year-old male now has less testosterone than like a 70-year-old did in like the 50s or something crazy like that. And
Absolutely.
women's hormones are all screwed up. Like, infertility is way up. So I feel like the more you can just dial in your eating, what like you're literally made of, like putting in your body and is fueling your body, I feel like at least that'll help. I'm sure there's other factors contributing to it, but like the more
totally
you
agree
can
with
do,
Yep.
the better.
And they're consuming so much more junk than they realize, like
yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah, and me
So-
included.
Yeah, and it's a pain. So we try to just create a product where we go through all the third-party testing, like Josh mentioned. We try to only include ingredients that have decades of safety research, so we don't ever get surprised like everyone did with sucralose. Sucralose looked really safe, but it was pretty new. It wasn't that well studied.
Yeah.
So as soon as they started studying it, they're finding all these negative effects. So we try to do everything right so that you can just confidently take our stuff, know that we're working our butts off on the background to keep it as clean as possible, and you can feel confident taking it.
You don't have to worry about it.
It took us forever to formulate it correctly. In fact, when we were right to the finish line, they're like, okay, guys, we're almost done here. How much filler would you like?
Yeah.
We're like, what? Apparently, people put a massive amount of filler in their stuff. So
Why?
like,
Just like to make it cheaper to make, or?
Yeah, they make it look like there's a ton in it, and there's really not a ton. It's a ton of crap. And we're like, no, we want to be at 100%. So we go through it, and we get it to where it's about 97%, and then we add back in the other 3%, because directly from the source, it is not always 100% pure, but we make sure it is.
Got
and
it.
that's where the filler comes in. So like if you get a product back, we'll say it's 1,000 milligrams, it's only 50% pure. You could, I mean, that's a really bad purity. You could add in another 50% of the ingredient, or you could put a cheap filler in. That way when it's based off a weight, it's dosed off a weight, that weight is the correct amount.
Got it.
But so much of it is filler. We've gone back in, added the correct ingredient, so you're getting 100% of what it says on the label.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you guys. I feel like you guys are just going to take over.
Hey, do you know have you seen Limitless with Bradley Cooper?
Yes.
Okay, we have a nootropic blend.
I feel like that
in this
was made about Adderall.
Oh yeah. Oh, way cooler. Adderall.
Everyone just, yeah. Well, yeah, but.
Yeah. We do have a nootropic blend, so like the rest of the day, you kind of feel like Bradley Cooper throughout the day. You know,
So
my background is heavy
in
cells.
the pre-workout or in the pick-me-up or in.
Oh, actually, in that guy right there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and in the pick-me-up.
Yep, it's in both.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One of the craziest things we did, kind of been touched on, we didn't use any new ingredients. We did the craziest thing, and we chose the most old school, time-tested, proven ingredients that we could find that have been shown to be safe and effective.
I love it.
And it's like no one else thought of doing that. And
But
so,
there's like a nootropic in there, basically, you were saying?
dude.
yeah, there's several in there.
Yeah.
Got it.
We got quite a few. Tyrosine, choline, bitartrate,
And creatine.
and creatine is actually now a nootropic. Yeah, they're finding.
And
stuff
Is it
caffeine.
really good
nootropic?
for you.
Is that
Acne
wrong?
to some
Nootropic,
extent.
nootropic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like to take caffeine at night too, just on its
What?
own.
You're taking creatine?
Or sorry, creatine. I
Oh,
apologize.
I was
got
like,
you.
why?
Caffeine. No,
I hang out enough with Josh.
sorry.
I know what he's trying to say.
Creatine.
Is
creatine.
interpreter.
Yeah. Thanks, Todd.
I got you.
And those nootropics are in all your hydration, your pre-workout,
Not the
and
hydration, just
Not
as
the hydrate.
pre-workouts.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Daily pick me up and then pre-workout.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I got to try those daily pick-me-ups.
Yeah.
I need those.
Yeah. Replace it with your Zip Fizz and then let us know how you feel.
Yeah, I'm excited. What are your thoughts on the Zyn that everyone's doing now? It's like just the pure nicotine salts without the tobacco or anything. I imagine it would cause cell changes, so probably not good. Probably not good to be addicted, but what are your thoughts on?
So nicotine might be the best nootropic on the planet.
Yeah.
It can actually create new pathways within the brain. We're talking neurons communicating with each other. It is extremely addictive. So this was a study that came out a while ago, but it said like anyone that tries nicotine one time, there's like almost a 40% chance that your body will develop an addiction from one use. So you just have to be careful. I think nicotine's fascinating. They're studying it right now for Alzheimer's, for dementia. It has that ability to create new pathways within the brain. It can help overcome a lot of stuff. But
It
once
enhances
again,
cognitive function overall.
Oh
and I
my
think it's
gosh.
really good for
it's phenomenal.
ADD, right?
Phenomenal.
Yeah, so I was listening to the Huberman talk about it, and he was like, he takes Zen, but he's like, but then if you get addicted to it, it can be bad for your brain because then it affects your dopamine receptors or something like that. Like it affects them, and like it, because you're just going to that for your dopamine at a certain point, or it's harder to get dopamine, or.
So once again, it depends on the person. But yes, if you get too much of it, the whole reason we create these addictions is because our brain produces too much of specific neurotransmitters. So nicotine can cause a huge release of dopamine. Well, if your body gets used to that much dopamine in the system, it slows down its own production of dopamine. So if you try to pull back off of it, you now have less dopamine than you were using beforehand. So
yeah, that's all you go to get it.
Exactly. And that's where a lot of substances get their addiction factor from. Nicotine overall, it might be the best nootropic, cognitive enhancing ingredient on the planet. You just have to be very careful with it.
Sold.
And it's bad. It's bad for your blood vessels as well.
It
Yeah.
does, yep. It's not
That's
very
the
good for the
one
blood
major
vessels.
issue. Like I tried it for a few months, the Zins, and I got really bad tinnitus, and it's most likely from
That's the
shrinking
ringing in your
blood.
ears?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ringing in your ears.
And then you were able to get off of it?
yeah,
Because
I
the
didn't I didn't
tinnitus
feel
is worse
addicted
than an
at
addiction.
all. I wasn't phased at all. But I feel like I did read some studies that it's the tobacco and nicotine combination that's super addictive.
Mm-hmm.
And that nicotine by itself is much less addictive. I don't know why.
As long as it's under control. And the thing when you smoke a cigarette, you can't control how much you're putting into your body. When you're like, if it's made by like an actual company that's regulated, you know how much you're getting. These tobacco companies, when you're smoking it, and so you have no idea how much you're actually getting into the system.
And you're getting all that other crap. Like I feel like most people, no one's really smoking anymore.
Yeah.
Even the vaping, everyone's trying to, because that has all that crap in it too.
Terrible for your lungs.
Yeah.
America did a good job of getting rid of smoking. That's one thing we did really well.
They did a great job of getting us all addicted too.
That is true.
All addicted.
They did a good job creating the problem.
They got us off it. Because the
Made
rest
their
of the
money.
world still smokes.
You want to look
go to Europe,
attractive?
you go to
Take
China.
a pack of this a day. You're gonna feel great.
Yeah, now America.
Camels, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Zen seems like it's like pretty harmless if you watch yourself
Yeah, just be careful.
and make sure you're not going to be addicted.
And as
Let's try it
we
out,
learn
Paige.
more, we're going to have a lot more literature on it.
Let's
a
do
lot more
it.
people using it, so we'll be able to learn a lot from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Is that a new product?
Ooh la
Yeah, it's just about to launch.
hydrate.
I actually just bought the Tom Brady electrolytes. I didn't like the taste, and I was like, I can't do this. So I'm excited to try yours. I'll be very honest.
Hydrate?
Yeah, with like that health guy that he works with, he's crazy. Like, you know how he's super dialed in on his health. He eats like, he has every single thing dialed into a T.
Check out the
Because
flavor.
he
And
has
he
zero
sells
genetics.
these electrolyte things, but I don't know that they're clean, and I did not like the flavor. So I know this is going to be clean.
It's very clean. Yeah, it's as clean as it
So I'm
comes.
excited to try it. I needed these last week. I was in Pal. You almost can't
Yes.
drink enough water there. You get so dehydrated.
Yeah.
So next time we go, I'll have to bring these.
Well, we took the same philosophy that we did with the pre-workout. We kept it very simple. There's no unnecessary ingredient. It's just to rehydrate the body.
Yeah.
No artificial anything. In fact, it tastes so good, I almost didn't believe that it was all naturally flavored.
Oh, I'm
There's no way
excited.
this tastes this good. I mean, and I tried it like just straight from my hand, like dry scooped it, and it was still so delicious.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
the pina colada you're going to want to sip
oh,
on all day.
so good.
It's really
It
good.
does have a little bit of a salty taste to it, which I love with kind of the tropical flavors because that's what you're getting. You're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
salt for the body.
Yes, that's what it needs. I mean, everything just functions better when the body's hydrated and working correctly.
Absolutely.
I started taking the electrolytes because, like I said, I feel like Tom Brady has everything so dialed. He's paying all these different people to just get his nutrition dialed in. He's like, yeah, electrolytes are one of the most important thing you can take. Like, you've got to stay hydrated for everything to be functioning properly. Just, to perform, to stay healthy, for nutrition intake. And so, anyways, yeah, I feel like these are just getting more and more people are finding out how important it is.
Yeah, salt's a big fad right now in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
We had just 3 ingredients, potassium, sodium chloride, and magnesium. Why did we go with just 3 ingredients there?
So when we sweat, when we lose water through, different ways, these, in my opinion, are the 3 most important electrolytes that we need to replenish. You've got the sodium chloride, which stays outside the cell, and you've got magnesium, potassium, which goes inside the cell. So you're able to balance the water properly. You're able to conduct electricity properly for muscle function, for heart function, for brain function. But we kept a lot of the things out to help with absorption.
And what kind of salt do you guys use? Because I know some salt they've found like, what is it? They've found like some terrible stuff in it or something,
So
like
depending
bleach
depending on how it's sourced, that's
Yeah.
where you're going to find those impurities. So in this one, we have a Himalayan salt. It's a sea salt, not the rock salt. But when it comes to salt, in my opinion, the 3 best are going to be a Himalayan salt, a Celtic salt, or a Redmond salt. If you
Got
can
it.
go with any one of those 3, you've got a
I've heard
good,
that,
solid
actually.
source. I've actually read that there are some sources that do contain some impurities in it.
Yeah.
Found lead was one of they
In the
found lead
Celtic
of them.
one? I heard something
I've
about
heard
the
it in a couple
Celtic.
different ones.
Yeah.
But once again, at
Like-
BullFit, we have everything third-party tested.
Yeah.
So it's all sent out. It's tested to have no impurities whatsoever, brought back in, and then mixed in.
Yeah, everyone is using the Celtic salt for a minute. It was like a trend on TikTok. It was going viral. Like, people would just put this, like a little teaspoon of probably not a teaspoon, but like a pinch of the Celtic salt straight just under your tongue. And it was supposed to be great for you, but then all this started coming out that like the Celtic salt had bad
Turn
stuff in it.
green.
It's turned green.
Yeah. Turn into leprechauns.
Yep. And one of the reasons why these sources of salt, I think, are better is because they're not just sodium chloride. You're also getting some trace minerals and elements. If you're not careful, though, you can get some of those impurities like lead and whatnot found in it as well. So great. Yeah. I mean, great point. Great question.
Yeah.
The good news is with ours, it's been third-party tested 2 separate times. We know it's consistent. We know it's clean.
I love
and it's
that.
ready to go.
Well, good to know. You guys are on top of it. I love it.
Did you know that sodium is like real electricity around your cells?
No.
Yeah, Todd, can you explain that a little bit more?
Please.
So
This is crazy.
an electrolyte is a mineral that conducts electricity.
Okay.
So our neurons, our heart, our muscles, the only way that they can function is if we're actually conducting electricity.
Okay.
So within the cell, you have some electrolytes that go inside the cell. You have some that stay outside the cell. They help balance the fluids, and then they help conduct that electrical current so we can function. So yes, electrolytes.
So
do
is that like
actually
when I go like
conduct
this and I touch somebody
Yep.
on the carpet?
No,
You're like
but
an
I get what
electrolyte.
you're saying there. You're like,
Did you know I could do
you're a
that?
conduit.
Did you know I could do that, Ben?
I've seen you do it, yeah.
Thanks, bro.
But yeah, so they legitimately conduct electricity.
So they act as an electrical current just to make like the whole, like all the particles of the cell basically function better, or?
Yeah, so when you look at the cell, you've got to move things in the cell, you got to move things out of the cell. When you look at neurons, the only reason we're able to fire those neurons is because we have that electrical current going on.
Yeah.
The heart has its own electrical current in it. So the body utilizes this electrical current, and the way we do that is through electrolytes.
Got it. That makes sense.
If you put too much salt in your body, you're not able to absorb it properly. You're going to pull water, you're going to pull fluid from the cells, you're going to dehydrate you. The best example is if you're lost at sea, what's the one thing you don't do? You don't drink the ocean water.
Yeah.
'Cause
You drink
it'll-
your pee.
You drink your pee, as Josh says.
Yeah.
It'll pull the salts from your body, dehydrate you, kill you quicker. So you need to find the right balance. And there we have it.
That's awesome. I'm excited to try it.
Yeah.
Okay, so takeaways. Don't drink the seawater. Drink your pee if you need to drink.
Hopefully we never are in that
never get to
situation.
that
You never know. I like to prepare once a month in case we're stranded at sea. Yeah,
Smart man. You're a prepper.
that's right. I make everybody do it. I'll invite you. It's a party.
That
Stranded
You
at
sounds
could
sea
save
party.
someone's life with this.
so
info.
fun.
It's true.
Yeah, dude. Okay, this podcast is sponsored by Utah's Finest Real Estate. Hey, Paige, what can you tell us about Utah's Finest Real Estate and what sets you apart and whatever listing you have going on that you really want to shout out to?
Yeah, we've got an awesome team of agents, and we have everything dialed in, whether you're looking for an amazing deal, a great house, an off-market deal, you need to sell your house and need some great marketing. We have some really cool listings right now. One of them, my favorite probably, is like the coolest house. One of the coolest houses for sale in Utah. It's got an indoor pool, indoor sports court, incredible like 360-degree views, brand new house. So if you want to see some cool listings, you need help getting into an investment property or real estate deals, we would love to help you out.
Okay, where can they find you?
Most of my stuff is on my social media. It's at Utah Real Estate Paige on across the board. And then our website is utahsfinestrealtors.com. But everything's linked in my social media at Utah Real Estate Paige, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So I'm all over.
Legit. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Paige. It's
Thank
been
you.
so fun. I hope you've had a good time and learned some things here. And yeah,
Yeah.
we're excited to release it.
been
here.
awesome.
This is going to be great.
Cool. Thanks, guys.